Yeah, it goes late nights on the road. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Yeah, that's just how it goes these days. I'ma try my best to make this flight, but if I don't wake up tomorrow, then the sun will still be. Yeah, it goes late nights on the road. Yeah, that's just how it goes.
Bada boom, bada bing. It's your boy, the Ocean Flight 111, heading straight to full potential with zero delays, and this is another episode of One Step at a Time. Guys, hope you've been keeping well. I've had a quite relaxing day. Well, a relaxing day or just a lazy day. I guess we have to make a distinction between the both, don't we? A relaxing day involves me still exercising and doing a lot, I guess. A lazy day involves me getting up quite late and not really doing anything. Scrolling a lot, I guess. I'm currently recording this on a lovely calm Sunday. The day this comes out, I'm going to have my gig in the Grand Social. Quite excited for that, guys. That's my first ever gig in Dublin. And the fact that I'm headlining too is a very, very special, very special moment, very, very special thing. So I can't wait to break that down on a podcast after it happens, as I'm sure it went absolutely tremendous. Guys, what are we getting into today, you ask? Dun, dun, dun. Well, that's a very good question, and let me go ahead and give you a very good answer. Today's podcast is going to be all about embarrassment. Oh, wowzers. Embarrassment. Ay. What a thing, am I right? My God, what is embarrassment, and why does it pop up so often? Well, I guess, I've had quite a number of embarrassing moments in my life, and that I'm going to get into one by one, and we'll kind of break them down, I guess, and what I may have learned from them. Because I've learned that embarrassment is almost a choice that an individual makes. If you kind of choose if you're going to be embarrassed by something, be it like whatever may be the case, be it like the way you look or the way you sound, or be it something you do, you kind of choose and kind of have the control over if you're going to be embarrassed or not. Now, someone else being embarrassed for you, you can't control their emotions, can't control the way they might react, but you certainly have control over the way you react. So, I guess, I suppose we'll get into some rather embarrassing moments and kind of break down my learnings and lessons from them, I guess. So, where are we bringing this? Where are we going to bring this episode of Embarrassing Moments? Guys, I'm still working on getting the sounds together. I still ain't got the sounds. Now, I did make the transition to video, but we're getting there. So, embarrassing moments. Where are we bringing this? Right. We'll get right into the nitty gritty of it. Just had a lovely sip of coffee. So, embarrassing moments, guys. This is one of my very embarrassing moments, I guess. But in hindsight, I've picked up a few gems from it. So I was broken up. I'd broken up with my ex for about, how long have we broken up at this point? Maybe like 4 or 5 weeks at this point. Maybe 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna say 6 weeks. Give the benefit of the doubt. 6 weeks. So I'd broken up with my ex 6 weeks, and we'd only been going out for it was more of a fling than anything. But no, it was still a relationship, I guess. Hey, it still counts. It was like 3 months, let's say. So, we'd broken up, going kind of together for about 3 months, going out for about 3 months, and then we broke up. So this is about 6 weeks after we'd broken up. So, I wasn't in the best state, wasn't in the best mind frame, okay. I wasn't in the best zone at the time. I was living in Dublin. And it wasn't in the best zone. It was, when was this? This was 2019. November 2019. Yeah, it wasn't in the best mental health, physical state at the time. Had a lot of issues I wasn't dealing with. And I was kind of putting all of my emotions and built up negative emotions and negative thoughts and focusing it on trying to funnel it through breaking up with the ex, I guess, and missing her, when that was just one of my many things I was trying to deal with. It wasn't the main thing, really, to be honest, I was trying to deal with. So I kind of almost looked at that as like something to focus on and to kind of channel all what I was going through anyways. And kind of dealing with, I guess the reason it was extra tough too was it was my first kind of proper breakup, and I didn't know how you were supposed to deal with that. And even though it wasn't for a long period of time, that was going out with the person. It was just like not having the emotional mechanisms and techniques and knowledge to be able to just deal with that and know how to deal with that and know how you're supposed to interpret things and just take time and heal from things. So kind of being in the deep end with that didn't help either. A whole lot of confusion, a whole lot of bag of confusion going on there. So anyhow, context, going out for about 3 months, had broken up about 6 weeks at this point. I'm not in the best mental health state I've ever been in my life. Was definitely open to making some wrong decisions. But anyhow, and I have an idea. I'm like, you know what I should do? I should go down to... Okay, I'm going to have to be very careful now how I orchestrate this, and I don't want to give out any information. But anyhow, I do a pretty good job of this. Sure, I have a song about it anyway, so it's alright. Shout out best friend. So anyhow, she's down in Galway and I'm in Dublin, and I think it was at her birthday. It might have been her birthday or something. Yeah, I think it was her birthday. It's like 4 years ago now, so it's quite a long time. And I had this great idea. Why don't I go down, surprise her, and get her a present? One side of my brain's going, Martin, that is a tremendous idea. That idea is enough to save any breakup. That is a tremendous idea. You should do that. That is 100% a great, fantastic idea. The other side of my brain is going, Martin, I don't know. That's a good idea now. That's going down. You haven't chatted to her in a while. You did break up. She was the one that initialized the breakup. So, it's probably not a good idea. And then me in the middle going, we haven't chatted. I text her, and then she hadn't replied within the weeks of breaking up, and then she would reply, and then she didn't reply, and then she'd do something nice, and then no reply, whatever. It was kind of like that situation. So there wasn't really an open line of communication there. So this is like 6 weeks maybe after or whatever the breakup, and I'm thinking this night now before it was this Friday night. I was thinking, should I go down? Should I go down to Galway? She's in Galway now. I'm in Dublin. Should I go down to Galway, surprise her with this gift, and kind of look like knight in shining armor? So I'm thinking, should I do it? And I don't know. Context: the night before I go down, I'm not gonna go into full detail, but let's just say I got fairly intoxicated, and amongst other things. Yeah, we won't go into detail, but so anyhow, that was the state the night before. So that was the Friday night. So I woke up Saturday morning and think, damn, should I do this? And I was like, fuck it, yeah, just go for it, man. Foolish pride, baby. Foolish pride. So anyhow, I go to Bershka. I get her a Rick and Morty hoodie because she likes Rick and Morty. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's a good hood. That's a good present or whatever. Now, take in mind, she doesn't know I'm coming down, and we haven't really been speaking really at all. We're broken up now, and I have the intention of going down surprising her. Terrible idea in hindsight, but anyhow, let's keep the story going. So anyhow, I go to Bershka. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll get her a really nice hoodie. I go to Bershka, get her like Rick and Morty hoodie, and get the train down to Galway. And this is like 10, 11 in the morning. So I didn't really sleep much. And as I said, I had a bit of a tipsy-turvy night the night before, which wasn't good. But anyhow, I'm on the train down. I'm not really feeling good or bad. I'm kind of like in the middle. Anyhow, I get to Galway. I get to Galway, right? I'm looking quite fly now, I won't lie, because I just gotten a haircut. I was looking pretty good, so I was looking pretty fresh. So I wasn't worried about it there. And the present was great. So that, in my mind, I was looking good. The present was great. And she was going to really like it, as I kind of let one side of my brain maybe entertain me more than the other. So, with that in my mind, I was like, right, I'm going to go to where she works. So I went to the place where she works, and I asked, actually, we might as well give her a name now while we're here. Surika. That's a good random name. Surika. Is Surika there? And they go, no, she's not here today. She's working in a shopping centre today. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to the shopping centre, and I have this present, right? And I'm thinking of how it's going to go in my mind. And then I'm in the shopping centre. I'm like, looking for where she works. And then boom, I see her from a distance, and I go, no. My whole body freezes and I go, oh crap, what am I doing here? So I see her from a distance, she doesn't see me. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a terrible idea. What on earth have I done? Why on earth have I traveled all this distance just to do this? This is terrible. So anyhow, I go, no, this is a terrible idea. So I walk away anyways and I go into the Dunnes Stores in the shopping centre in Galway. Because just for context, this is like round where JD Sports is. I'm in the Dunnes Stores in the Galway shopping centre. I can't remember what it's called. It's right in the centre anyways. And I ring a person and I explain the situation. I go, this is what I've done. And they go, oh my God, Martin, this is a terrible idea. What are you at? This is so bad. This is so stupid. And I go, I know. And then what are you going to do so? And you going to go up to her or just go home? And I'm like, I'm going to have to go up to her. Like, I'm not going to go all this distance and not go up to her. So the person's on the phone to me like, okay, all right, just tell me how it goes. So I put the phone down. Shout out the person for the good advice. Anyhow, and I'm in the Dunnes Stores and I can see her from a distance and I'm so nervous. Legit top 20, like top 20, top 3 most nervous moments I've ever been in my entire life. Just so nervous. And have this present in the bag and I'm thinking to myself, should I do this? And I was like, foolish pride takes over. I'm like, do it. So anyhow, take a breath in, take a breath out, and just go for it. So as I'm walking over with the present, and then for the sake of the story, named Sarika, I go, she's like sweeping the floor, and I go, Sarika. She turns around in total shock, like, oh, hey Martin, like in total shock, and go, hey. And like, there's very few times again where I don't have something to say. Like, I can make conversation out of nothing essentially, like 24/7 most of the time, like 99 times out of 10 I can think of something to say. It's a gift and a curse, guys. A gift and a curse. Anyhow, and I just didn't know what to say. I was like, what the fuck was I supposed to say? I didn't have a clue what to say. So she goes, what you doing here? I go, I just came to give you a present for your birthday. And she's like, like really, like became super thankful then, like really, really grateful. I'm like, I still didn't really know what to say. At this point, like, I'm just so embarrassed. And she's like, we can get coffee after if you want, after I finish work. And I'm like, yeah, sounds like a good idea. So anyways, I go off then and she goes to finish work, and then I'm like, still so embarrassed, but then I'm like, it's not maybe going as bad. That wasn't as bad as maybe I thought it was going to be. And that's a good line too, not as bad as you think it's going to be. So she finishes work, and I wait by what was it, not Insomnia, it was one of the probably, let's call it Insomnia, Costa. It was Costa. So I wait by the Costa. She finishes work and she comes over anyways, and we start chatting or whatever. It's alright conversation. The kind of ice is kind of broke of what it initially was. So the conversation is going alright, and then she just asked me how I'm keeping, whatever, and it's kind of like small talk enough. So once we leave there, we didn't actually get coffee there because I don't like the coffee in Costa. Man, Costa Insomnia ain't with it. So anyhow, we go into the Air Square and we go to a coffee shop or whatever, and we go to get coffee. I get like chocolates or something, and then she goes to pay for it, and then no, I'll pay for it, and then I pay for whatever, and then she's like, so you're not because she goes, you're not poor anymore. So because when I was with her, I was trying to get a job in Dublin. That's a whole other story in itself. And I was like, I was never poor, I just had some financial issues. So that was funny. So anyhow, we get the hot chocolates when we're chatting, and then she's like, I'm going to my friend's birthday party in Roscommon or something, but I don't have to go. And I'm like, no, go if you want or whatever. And then so we're chatting away, and then chatting back and forth, and then she has to leave, and then I go, do you want to like meet up again or whatever? And then so she's looking at me as I say these words, do you want to meet up again? It's like slow motion. Do you want to meet up again? That's what it sounds like, legit slow motion. And she goes, well, I kind of met another another guy at the moment. And just at that moment, oh my God, the amount of like, so take in mind, I said that I'd been a bit intoxicated the night before, and I was like kind of in the middle, didn't feel good, didn't feel bad. It's like every negative emotion compounded by embarrassment too just went so it was like an explosion of just negative shit in my belly. Meanwhile, I just tried to act composed, and I was like, yeah, that's totally cool. Oh my God. It's funny chatting about it now because I don't really care, but at the time, oh my God, it was, give me the heebie-jeebies. So that happens anyways, and I'm like, okay, no worries, cool, sure, I'll just chat to you another time or whatever, and I'll see you in the future maybe again, or maybe not. Give her a hug or whatever, walk away, and I'm like, it's like all the like negative thoughts were behind like a big door pushing, ready to get out, like, let us out of here, let us out. And that just opened up the gates, and it was like boom, boom, boom. It was like an onslaught of like nothing but, you're an absolute twat, da, 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 you're so stupid. In my mind, like just thinking all these thoughts, you're such a imbecile idiot for coming all this way, oh my God, how embarrassing. And I spent the whole journey back on the train to Dublin, and my God, at 2.5 hours, or 2 hours 45 minutes, boy, that's a long journey. Fuck me, it was a long journey. And to make it worse, now I was like feeling the night before, and I just needed water. I was so dehydrated. Ultra dehydrated. And I go up to the, so it wasn't a cart. We're on the train now back to Dublin. And so dehydrated after the night before, because it's only starting to hit me in the body, I think, just because like what happened like triggered everything negative in my body just to have like an absolute fucking field day. So there's no cart on the train, but there's like a little shop or whatever, and I go up to the shop and I'm dying. I'm like, please, can I get a bottle of water, please? And they're like, yeah, sure, here. And then card, please. And they put out the card machine, but the card machine's not working. And I'm tapping this bloody card machine like 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, please, can I just have the water? And they're like, yeah, okay, here, just take the water. So I take the water and get back into Houston. Take the water, I get the back, drink the water, fucking needed that water. Got back into Houston anyways, and then get the bus or whatever out to Dundrum. I was living at the time. And one of the guys I was living at the time knew I was going down, knew what I was doing, because I told him what I was doing. And I come into him and he goes, did you go down to Galway, did you? And I was like, I did, yeah. Like, what happened? And I told him what happened. I was like, didn't I tell you? Didn't I fucking tell you that it happened? Fuck's sake, your idea. I'm like, I am, yeah. He's like, you fucking stupid. Why did you do that? And I'm like, whatever. And that was the story of going down to your ex with a present and getting fucking just embarrassed because she had someone new. As well as just making a fucking trip, coming unannounced. My God, what a terrible idea. But again, foolish pride. And just listening to like one side of my brain go, hey man, great idea. That sounds like a great idea. But no, it wasn't a great idea. So, wowzers. Dealing with that then. Well, yeah, at the time, it was very embarrassing. And it did feel very embarrassing. But then again, I didn't have any experience. Like, I really didn't have any experience. And to beat myself up about it, it took me a little while just to let that go, not beat myself up about it. But it was just one of them things, you know, when you think about it and you look back and you're like, why did I do that? Oh my God. Why did I do that to myself? But do I regret it? Not at all, because again, of like having that knowledge and experience and doing something stupid to understand that, oh yeah, weigh up your options a bit better maybe sometimes when you're about to make a decision. But looking back again, I don't hold any embarrassment. And the fact that I'm even telling this story now, because like, well, the great thing about this podcast is, guys, I choose what I reveal. Like, I choose what stories I delve into and expose and bring inside and kind of step by step let you into my life. So like, when I look back at that, I don't look I don't like get my heebie-jeebies or get embarrassed anymore. I literally just look at it as like a young person who didn't know how to deal with a breakup, and I had the best intentions, and the love and attention's always at heart, because I guess I'm very grateful. I always have my best intentions at heart, and that's kind of like gets me through life, I guess, really. So when I look back, like I look back as just someone who was inexperienced and unknowledgeable and just like pretty innocent. Because it would have been the first girl I loved and the first girl I was in a relationship with, and had some like intimate moments that would have been my first two. So when I look back at it, I just look at it back as like someone just trying to figure out what you do, I guess, and how you kind of navigate after a breakup. And it's still tough, because I'm very blessed, because most people maybe go through their first breakup or whatever at like, and also I guess too, because it was my first relationship, and not being embarrassed about that either, because it was my first relationship. What age was I? I was 22, and I guess a lot of people have their first relationship maybe when they're in their teens, maybe, or maybe just when they go to college and stuff, but I didn't really. So I guess there would have been times too where I felt a little embarrassed about having my first relationship at 22 or whatever, and still not having a long-term like couple-year relationship either, into my like mid-20s or whatnot, which it does come from time to time. I guess it may hurt, and maybe in the past I would have got embarrassed by it a little, but as I further progress through life and further upgrade, like if my character is a character in a video game, my character is just upgrading over and over again, to which I know I am attracting the right person for. When that will be, I don't know. And also being honest, yeah, it sucks sometimes. You get lonely when you don't have a significant other, and you would want one from time to time or whatever. And it's just the reality of it. Like, I hate them videos, man. I hate them videos of people saying, man, I don't need anyone. I'm fucking great. Man, they'd be lucky to have me. I'm like, it just sounds like somebody who has a lot of pain there or has been hurt or whatever. We're tribal beings. I said this before. We're tribal beings. Like, we like being with others. So yes, there's from time to time I would have been embarrassed about maybe not having more relationships. But at the same time, like, I'm a very patient person. As you probably have guessed from listening to this podcast, I live by the word patience, and patience of knowing something will come, and knowing you have to work for something to come. And I'm definitely working for something to come in the terms of myself, like in terms of upgrading. Like, man's always becoming aware of my emotional state, from my emotions to my spiritual side to my bod, like gym, to like where I'm moving with music and doing this podcast and whatnot. I know the character I'm building, I know the picture I'm painting, and I know the lane and path which I am taking. And I'll meet the right person on that path, because I'm just putting out that kind of energy, and I'll know I'll attract that back at the right time. So I'm fairly confident, and also not really kind of being honest with myself of, it's really, I'll get that person when I actually truly want that person. Because right now, if that was my priority, if it really was my priority, finding the right person or whatever, then I would be putting a lot of time, effort, and that would be one of my main intentions, which it's really just not at the moment. If that came about, that'd be great, but it's really not a main intention, and you kind of receive what you work towards, if like whatever your kind of goal is, and that's like not a main goal at the moment. But anyhow, as I said, going back and how I look back at that first breakup and whatnot, and not being embarrassed about being my first breakup, or the age I was at with the breakup, or how I even dealt with the breakup. Because while it was a bit of an embarrassing story, Jesus, I know people have like far more embarrassing stories, or what they may view as embarrassing. And also, I kind of want to hone in on the word embarrassment. Like, when I look back, it was a tough situation, but I don't hold any negative. I don't like blush or anything telling it. Thus, I'm not really embarrassed by it anymore. And we'll kind of get into other things of like, because you choose just to go back and you choose how you deal with something. Like, at the time, yeah, I was really embarrassed. Something happened like that now. Well, first of all, it wouldn't happen. Like, but say if I was in an embarrassing situation, I just keep it moving. Like, I really keep it moving. So say if we're we're chatting or whatever, I'll give you an example. Say we're chatting and I say something and it doesn't get, I say a bad joke and it doesn't get the reaction. Here's a great example. I say a bad joke and it doesn't get the reaction. The first thing I do is literally put attention on and address that it was a bad joke. A bad joke. And I was like, that didn't land, but hey, you got to keep it moving. And all of a sudden you're taking a negative and just turning it into a positive, because you control, even though you tell a bad joke, you control the room and you control the energy and what's actually happening. So that's kind of a good example of like, because I know everyone's done it. Like, you're in a group and you're like, you think you got something funny and then you throw it in and you're like, oh, that didn't really land how I thought it landed. And you're like, oh, and then you don't tell a joke because of that. So if that ever does happen, I just keep it moving. And I was like, didn't land or whatever. Next one. And also shows your confidence that you're not afraid to address something and just look something straight in the eye. Also a good one. I got some funny ones today, guys. As I said, this is going to be a very lighthearted one. There's obviously going to be wisdom and my learnings in there, but it's going to be like very lighthearted and just like good fun overall. Like, but before I move on to the next thing about embarrassment, just to hone in on, don't beat yourself up if you haven't done something at a certain time in your life. So just how I had my first relationship, I wasn't till 22 I had my first relationship. Don't beat yourself up that you haven't had something just because society may tell you you're supposed to have it at this time. And don't be embarrassed about it. Like, one of my good friends, she said, someone asked her age and she said her age, and like she's so young, and she said it with confidence. And often when someone says their age, they don't say it with confidence. And she said it with so much confidence, like, yeah, damn right, I'm proud to be this age. And she's so young too. You know, people fucking be messing with numbers and like, my God, just to put it out there, guys, 80, 90, 100. That's what you maybe consider old, right? Let's just all remember that. If you're in 20s, 30s, 40s, you're not even halfway yet. So always remember that. But anyways, when someone asked her age, she said it with confidence. And she said, yeah, I'm this age. I'm like, damn right. She's happy to be this age. She wasn't. Because, you know, people might ask age and they might get embarrassed saying their age. Like, why would you be embarrassed? Like, be proud that this is your age. Be proud that you've gotten this far. That some people don't reach 30. Some people don't reach 18. You know? It's a really tough world out there. So whatever age you are, say it with pride. Damn fucking right. But so yeah, that's just a little bit about relationships and embarrassment there. This is just a funny one. This is just a funny little joke. I don't know if there's much wisdom in this, but hey, this is just a funny one. I was on about when you throw out a joke out there and it doesn't land and you're in a room and you just address it and like you take whatever comes and you just keep it moving. And that's the way you kind of control. Well, when we were living in Sitges, this is just a funny joke. It's just funny. We were living in Sitges at the time in Spain. And man, for anyone who knows me, I love bananas. I've mentioned it before. I'm going to keep on mentioning it. I haven't talked about sponsorship. If anyone wants to sponsor me, any banana companies, I'm here. I will promote it. I love bananas. Bananas love me. They're great. Anyhow, we're in Sitges and I got some what I thought was banana yogurts. Okay, I like bananas. I'm going to get some banana yogurts. So I get some banana yogurts and they're in the fridge and I go to get them. And Josh, my good friend Josh, shout out Mr. Joshua Roxby, he'll be on the podcast at some point. He was in the next room beside us. This we were living in Sitges. So I go into the fridge, I have my spoon, and I grab a yogurt. What I thought was a yogurt. Grab it anyways. And I go to take off the cover and I get my spoon and put it in my mouth and whatnot. And I was like, hey, I'm tasting it. This is not banana yogurt. Oh no, this is vanilla yogurt. Oh, disgusting. Don't like vanilla yogurt. When I'm eating it now, I took another bite because, you know, it was disgusting, but, you know, I don't mind it. And I was like, this really isn't banana. It's definitely vanilla. And Joshua comes in. And Josh, and I go, oh man, I thought it was banana yogurt. And he looks at me and he looks at the carton or whatever it is of what I thought was yogurt. He's like, Martin, you idiot. This is custard, not yogurt. And I just went, shit. At that moment, I knew at that moment I knew I was just in for it. I was just in for everyone was going to take the piss out of me. And I had two things I could have done. I could have tried to argue my way out of how I could have possibly thought that was banana yogurt, or I just could have took it. I just could have took what was coming. And you know, guys, I decided I just got to take what's coming. And the lads ripped me. Joshua, as soon as I seen the look in Joshua's eye, I knew what was coming. I was like, he's going for it. And he goes into the lads and he tells them. So yeah, I dealt with about a half an hour of just taking the piss, but it was funny. It was very funny. But just a good example too of when, like, that's like, I wouldn't even call it embarrassing, but when something like that happens, when you make, like, let's say it is embarrassing or whatever, most of the time, instead of trying to argue out of it, just take it, you know, just accept it. And if you accept it, it kind of doesn't become that big a deal anymore. It's when you try to keep tiptoeing out of it that all of a sudden it's like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and just being, yeah, I thought it was banana yogurt. It was custard. So that's another little bit there just about embarrassment and whatnot. And I guess, yeah, just sometimes you just gotta, instead of trying to tiptoe or work your way out of it, just kind of take what's coming. And which kind of can work for a lot of things in life. Just accept what's happening instead of trying to, like, dig your way out of it. I think that would be the best way to put it. But as I said, yeah, I got another story, guys. I said this was going to be a fun one and you're going to laugh, so we're going to keep them coming. I got another one. Right, so another embarrassing moment. Okay, actually involves Galway again. Funny enough, I tend to have a couple of funny moments in Galway. So anyways, we're back in Galway. We left Sitges, Spain. We're back in Galway now. Cheeto. So anyways, we're in Galway. And funny enough, I actually had a date that I was going on. I actually can't remember the girl's name. She was nice. We didn't really click, but she was actually a psychologist. Kind of low-key felt like she was trying to figure me out a bit too much on her date. You know, a bit too much. But nice girl, lovely girl. She was a dancer too. But shout out her. I can't remember her name, but shout out her, lovely girl. Anyhow, that was in the evening. So let's say that's like 4 o'clock that evening. That was in the evening. And this is like 12 o'clock. And I needed the toilet. So anyhow, I went into, funny enough, the same shopping centre in Galway. And I go to the toilet, the toilet stands at oil or whatever it's called. And there's a big line. And also, they're charging 20, 50 cents to use the toilet. Bruh, I don't care if it's Spain. I don't care if it's America. I don't care if it's England, Ireland. When I see that, my brain just goes, fuck you. I usually hop it, to be quite honest with you. I usually just hop it. But anyhow, there's a big line, right? But there's no one for the disabled toilet. There's no one in there, you know? It's free. Totally free. And I really needed to do number 2. Like, I'm dying. So, I was like, fuck it, I'm going in here. So I go in anyways, right? And I go to lock the door, right? But it's one of them technical locks. It's one of them fancy new electronic locks, right? Where it's not just a normal lock. You have to press buttons. Maybe because that was the disabled toilet, probably. So anyways, I go to lock it, and I think I've locked it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've locked it. So I clicked the button and I was like, yeah, locked. Okay, I think it's locked. Dun, dun, dun. So anyways, it's a public toilet, guys. I'm going to build a little sandcastle, do number 2. Like, I'm going to put some tissue on there, like, as you do. I don't know if that's normal or not, but I'm putting it out there now. I'll build a sandcastle. It's going to be so funny now, people just knowing this. But then again, who really cares? So, anyhow, build a little sandcastle. I drop my pants, and I'm in my boxers. I'm still in my boxers. I think I had some, maybe, was it Calvin Klein or was it Pennies? It was one or the other. It was whether Pennies or Calvin Klein. It doesn't really matter, because boxers, I'd wear any boxers. I don't really care what brand they are. So it was either Pennies or Calvin Klein, and I can't really remember. It'd be nice if I did, but I can't. So, I'm in my boxers, my trousers down, and I'm thinking, about to go for a number 2. You know, it's peaceful. I got my little tissue built there. It's all good. Anyhow, I hear the door. Oh, no. I hear the door, and the door slowly opens. And as the door slowly opens, I slowly turn my eyes round, and I see as the door opens, I go, oh no. And it's like slow motion. It was like Yeah, it was just like slow motion. It was like 0.25 on YouTube. And the door opens and I turn around and slow motion. And as the door opens, the lady had her back turned because she was kind of leaning to the door. And she turns around and we connect eyes. Boom. And it felt like a half an hour we were looking at each other. We were looking at each other for about 5 seconds. And as we were looking at each other, I just kind of I didn't say anything. I just kind of go, eh? Like open my eyes like, sorry. And she looks at me and she gives me the deadest plain eyes, like just normal lady coming in these eyes. She gives me the death eyes. The devil, I'm telling you, Satan were in them eyes. And I'm looking at her like, sorry. Now here's the thing. I'm a good looking lad. I was thinking, it's not the worst thing to walk into, I'm in my boxers. It's not like I'm naked around. I'm like, I'm a sharp enough guy, that might be a bonus. Nope. She's just giving me them death eyes. So anyway, she's giving me the death eyes. I'm going, and she just stares at me for about 5 seconds. She closes the door and I go, damn it. Shite. Fuck. I locked the door this time. Give it a good lock. Make sure it's proper locked. And I locked the door anyways. And I do the business. And I'm thinking, right, what am I going to do now when I get out here? What am I going to say to her? I'm just going to smile and say, sorry, I apologize there. Should lock the door or whatever. So anyways, I get out and guys, I'm a cheery enough guy. If I make an apology, it's going to be a sincere apology. It's going to be a very authentic, not an artificial one. It's going to be from the bottom of my heart. So anyways, I'm ready to make my apology and be cheerful and positive about it. So I go out the door anyways, and she's still there. She's staring. And I just go up to her and go, sorry about that. Just a little cheeky smile. And she just says nothing. Nothing. Just gives me the deadpan eyes again and just kind of looks away and goes about her business or whatever. And that was that was the story then of the person walking in while I was doing the business. Again, what's funny about that one is I didn't feel embarrassed at all. You really think that would be a super embarrassing one. But I think I just built up from different things and whatnot, I built up different strength. No, strength is not the word. Strength is not the word. I'm going to use immunity. Built up an immunity to certain types of embarrassment where now I just don't give a fuck, I guess. So that was that. Which is funny in hindsight. What's even funnier is I told the girl then on the date. She found it funny and she was like, she probably, that could have gone either way, finding that funny. But she then, I was like, but when did this happen? I was like, when did it happen? It happened like half an hour ago. So anyways, that was very funny. That was very funny. So yeah, I guess I built up immunity and that's why I wasn't embarrassed by that. But yeah, I guess that's probably immunity. You kind of build up immunity over time if you kind of accept things and go, that's life. Shout out Mac Miller. Shout out Frank Sinatra. That's life. What can I say? Shot down in April, flying high in May. I think that's the lyrics. You kind of just go and start going. And when I kind of learned that at a young age. I think I learned that at 17. When you create humor and you instill acceptance of things that will happen in life that aren't that bad, really, a lot worse things have happened in my life. Like them things aren't that bad. They're really just things that happen to everyone. Maybe not everyone, but things that happen to people every day. When you put humor and you just accept these things, then it's just water off a duck's back. You just start to brush them off. And that's kind of really been my mentality with embarrassing things. And that's why when it comes to something like fashion or clothing, I really could wear anything. I could really pick any sort of outfit and have no problem wearing it. Maybe I might have a couple of reservation, a couple of should I actually do that? But I'll end up doing it anyway just because I literally don't care. The whole mantra and concept of life is short is so true. And I got a long way to go. I gotta how long I gotta go? I gotta go 60, 70 years to go. I can't be worrying about this type of stuff. Imagine I get an 80 and I'm still worrying about fucking this type of stuff that I mentioned, I'd be like, damn, bro, fuck that. So yeah, you can't be worrying about this stuff because it's a lot of it just comes and goes, and you forget about it. Like, people forget about it, and you forget about it. It doesn't really matter. Like, it's so that when it comes to beating yourself up and about embarrassing things, guys, man, just learn to laugh. Learn to laugh at yourself too. I think that's a really important thing. Not learn to laugh at yourself in a bad way, where you take the piss out of yourself, I would say, but just learn to laugh to find the humor in something happening to you. And then once you find the humor in something happening to you, because guys, there's really two ways I could take things. I could take things as, damn, life's always out to get me, or damn, funny things just always happen to me. And you know I'll be going the other way. I was saying funny things always seem to happen to me. Because that's what they're fucking hilarious, and they make for great stories. Like, and I am gonna do more of these, like these type of ones that you just like fun-hearted and like telling stories, just because I started to write out my stories, and I got a couple. I really do. I was saying to one of my good friends, Megan, shout out Megan. She was talking about my stories, and I was like, Megan, I don't got that many stories. And she's like, Martin, you have a lot of stories. And then I was like, maybe I do got a lot of stories. So yeah, I'm gonna have like cheerful episodes and kind of like just like lighthearted episodes like this, and as we go forth, I guess, because it's super important that I really bring you guys into my life and kind of all the different facets of my personality and all the different areas and like aspects, because humor, for anyone that knows me, like I'm a big believer. I really live by the mantra, laugh. Live life, laugh, guys. Is that the funny one? But live by the mantra, just like having a laugh is love, like being able to make someone laugh or enjoy. Because when you think about having a good time, you're usually a little bit of laughing going on there and just smiling. And damn, I love to smile, guys, and I love to see other people smile, most importantly, and I love to see their heart smile. So yeah, I hope you got a laugh out of this episode. I did. You can hear me fucking laughing every 2 seconds. Oh, it's so funny too, because Finn mentioned to me the WP Master. Shout out to WP Master, who's currently on tour right now, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, he's currently on tour. He just got off his own tour. Now he's on a European tour with Drex, Carter, and Token, which is phenomenal. But he was like, the only thing is, he said to me with the podcast, is like not to laugh when I'm speaking. So I'm trying to not laugh when I'm talking, because it's probably hard to understand me otherwise. So yeah, that wraps up episode 7. Oh my god, guys, we're on 7 already. This is crazy. You can feel the momentum. It's exciting stuff. So exciting, guys. God damn, I love doing this. So yeah, that wraps up episode 7. You may notice, hey, Martin, that's 2 in a row you were by yourself. Yes, due to some scheduling mishaps. I was 2 in a row this week by myself, but our guest will be on next week. All going to plan. Guys, that wraps up another episode of One Step at a Time with your boy, the Ocean Flight 111, heading straight to full potential with 0 delays. Guys, if you've learned anything from this episode, life ain't that serious. Always smile, make a joke, and you just gotta keep it moving. All right. Guys, don't have a good day. Have a great day. Go on. Lots of love. God bless. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it goes late nights on the road. Yeah, that's just how it goes. These days. I'ma try my best to make this light, but if I don't wake up tomorrow, then the sun will still be. Yeah, it goes late nights on the road. Yeah, that's just how it goes.